Welcome back to Sunday Sessions, everyone. So glad to see you all this Sunday. I hope you've had a productive weekend. I hope you've had a progressive week. For those of you that don't know, my name is Darante LaMar, and I host these weekly Sunday conversations as a touch point for connection, for inspiration, and personal growth while we're building community. My goal is to get people excited about the idea of being a better way to connect by building community without superstition. And so while today's conversation may feel like church at times, there will be no appeals to deities, doctrines, or anything that cannot be demonstrated as dependable information. At no point will you be asked to confess your sins or to pick a savior. Instead, you'll be encouraged to learn, laugh, and love freely while giving others the grace to do the exact same thing. We're building something world-changing here, and if this is your first time, welcome in. Let us know that you're new so that our community can show you some love in the chat. All right, so are y'all ready for part 3 of This Is Kind of a Big Deal? We have been in this series for now 2 weeks. This is our 3rd week, and this series of conversations, I'm not even gonna lie, this has probably been my favorite of the whole year. And today we're going to be introducing our 3rd installment of this series, and we're going to be calling it
Let Him Cook.
Let Him Cook.
Let Him cook now. Let Him cook. I said let
Him cook.
Cook. Let Him cook. Let Him cook now. Let Him cook. I said
listen.
let Him cook.
Oh, this
Let
is
him
so
cook.
funny. Let him cook.
Let Him cook now.
Over the
Let Him
past
cook. I said let him.
Over the previous 2 weeks, I've been sharing some insight from a very real and raw place in my own life, where I'm still adjusting to navigating everything that comes with doing something that is kind of a big deal. And I got to be honest with y'all, this has been, and this isn't nothing new. This is something I've been kind of sharing, not just in this series, but I've been sharing it since I've been talking to you guys. I didn't expect this stuff to just kind of shoot the way that it shot. I just started kind of sharing my story, sharing my perspectives, letting people know that it's not my desire to be anybody's source of truth, but instead just to be a frame of reference, a point of reference where someone can say, I may not think the same thing, but I think something like that. And so I've showed up in this space and brought my little unique self with it. I had no idea that within a year or so, we'd grow from 52 subscribers to nearly 60,000 subscribers right now. Like, my mind is just kind of blown. So this is kind of a big deal, and I'm having to navigate a lot of this. When I first started doing this, I was working 60 to 80 hours a week on my other job while also doing this, just kind of pouring out my passion, having no idea that so many people would resonate with the work that we're doing, where they'd say, hey, not only am I going to watch and support the channel, but I'm going to join the Patreon. I'm going to buy stuff from Window Shop. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take that extra step and I'm going to try to build local community where I am, which is why, like, your boy is headed to Southern California in October to build what may be our first official Bridge City local campus. Like, and so it's crazy. Like right now, I'm having trouble adjusting, y'all. And that's where this series kind of comes from, because this is kind of a big deal. And I'm trying to figure out how to navigate it. So let's jump into this. So let him cook is a slang phrase primarily used in online and youth culture, meaning to allow someone to continue doing what they're doing, especially if they're performing well or they're in the process of figuring something out. It implies a sense of trust in their abilities and a desire to see the outcome of their actions, even, this is good, see the outcome of their actions, even if they might seem unconventional or initially unclear. Ideally, the phrase "let them cook" is allowing someone to continue. The core meaning is to not interrupt or interfere with someone's actions, especially when they seem to be in the zone or on the verge of a good outcome. It's generally used in a positive way, suggesting that the person is doing something well or has the potential to do something great. It's trusting the process. It can mean that trusting that the person knows what they're doing, even if it's not immediately apparent to others. So in today's conversation, I want to highlight what's happening in a let them cook moment and see if we can deliver on some encouragement and motivation for our growing community this weekend. I'm always fascinated by new terms and phrases that sort of enters humanity's lexicon, especially when they happen without much resistance or even understanding. Something about the words themselves seem to become so attractive that even when you don't know what they mean, you just feel like saying it. Like when I was a pastor, I started calling it the hallelujah syndrome because I noticed that no one who ever said the word actually knew what the word meant. The word just felt good to them. They heard other people saying the word. They'd be in church, and after a while, you hear enough people say hallelujah. You just hallelujah. You just kind of jump back and you say, okay, ain't nobody. Hallelujah too. You know, you just kind of throw that word out there. And so I'm always fascinated when phrases and terminologies kind of enter our zeitgeist that we don't always wrestle with. There's not a lot of existence there. And so let them cook is one of those phrases, one of those terms, one of those slogans, if you will, that have just kind of entered our lexicon. That you, even when you don't know where this phrase come from, it's almost like you immediately feel like, ooh, I know what they're talking about. So when words, phrases, and even slogans become so much a part of our story that we find ourselves being unable to avoid them, there's often an underlying reason. And that is that phrase resonates with us on a personal level. Let them cook is such a phrase. You could have never heard the phrase before in your life, but if you are in the moment where the words are being uttered, in most cases, instantly, you know, or rather intuit what is being suggested. You know, whether you're the one cooking or whether you're the one watching them cook, when you hear somebody say, let them cook, you either know or intuit. Like, oh, okay, I kind of think I know what's going on. So today, I want to work on that intuition a little bit and see if we can pull some inspiration and maybe even some motivation from a popular phrase that reveals something beautiful about our humanity and our ability to recognize when this is kind of a big deal. So let's open up here. So I've been doing a lot of thought about this. Y'all know I kind of plan my conversations in advance. I have things that I'm excited to talk about. And one of the reasons that I do this is to be an example, because I know there are other people who have the same talent, who have the same skill, and who have the same passion for humanity. And I just want to be the example for them to say, you know what, hey, yeah, that's some shit I can do. I can do that. I can get up there and pull some information to talk to people about personal growth and community development. I can build conversations that give people some things to talk about. And so I get excited about doing stuff like this. And so thank y'all for joining me. It's so beautiful to have you in here. So let's start about this, where I want to start at, because we're talking about let them cook. Let's start with the awareness, right? The awareness. This phrase represents an awareness. If you're ever in an environment and you hear somebody say, let them cook, I need you to know that this is about situational awareness. This is recognizing when you're in the middle of a moment. Can I talk to about 30 people out there real quick who understand that, you know what, like, oh, damn, I might be in the middle of a moment. Now, remember, this series kind of birthed because, like, I went to NanoCon and did the kind of thing, and it was beautiful. I did some stand-up, I did some workshop stuff, did some preaching, did some singing, kept some people up until like 5 o'clock in the morning singing I'm on the edge of something. You know what I'm saying? Incredible. So really had a great time. But I told y'all when I went there, my expectation was to go do my part, shake a few hands, hug a few necks, and then go back to the room and get back to the work, because this is how I've kind of built my life. I'm hyper productive. Anybody who's close to me know that I spend more time in my office than I spend in any other room in my house. And I'm doing like several other things at the same time. And I'm doing this while having 4 kids, 3 of which are in high school. Right now, 3 of them in high school. So anyway, so I go there. I'm not expecting to necessarily be engaged. I'm not expecting for people to really be demanding my time. I'm expecting to go there, do my little part. People gonna love my little part, and then I'm gonna go to my room and get back to work. And I didn't get to do that because there was such a demand on my time. People wanted autographs. People wanted me to sign my books that they had brought, and I didn't even bring my books. So they promoting my stuff better than I'm promoting my stuff. And I'm just like, well, wow. And people were really curious about the work that I'm doing and that we're doing with Bridge City. And so there was so much a demand on my time that it hit me. Oh, Darante, this is kind of a big deal. You're kind of in the middle of a moment. And like, I don't want to be, watch this. I don't want you to make the same mistake I'm making, because some of you right now could be in the middle of your moment and not even be realizing it. You know what I'm saying? So the first big question, because we're talking about awareness, is, are you aware of what's happening? Forget me for right now. Forget me. Are you aware of what's happening in your own life? Because that's where that let them cook comes from. It comes from that situational awareness that I'm in a moment and I realize that I'm in a moment, or I'm watching a moment and I realize that I'm watching a moment, you know? So, and you begin to realize like, oh snap, I'm in the middle of something, because this is kind of a big deal. And this movement requires a different response. All right. So let's deal with the immediate meaning. Let them cook means give them space. It means don't interrupt. It means watch where this is going. They might be on to something. It conveys patience and trust that the speaker or the actor has a plan or flow that will reveal itself if allowed to unfold. Okay, so there are some sociological implications here, which I gotta unpack. There's the first ideal of communal performance, and I love this. This is why I like attacking stuff like this. There's the ideal of communal performance. So even in this phrase, it reflects the social dynamics of audience and performer. The group is deciding whether to give someone the floor and let them cook signals solidarity. It means don't cut them off. It means let them work through this idea. See, that's the stuff. This is the stuff right there, because I want to this. I should have named this the How to Human series. This should have been part 2 to How to Human series, because sometimes the best thing you can do for somebody when they're in their flow is just let them cook. Just let them cook. Let them figure that thing out, man. Say, no, I trust you to get through this thing. Let them cook. It signals solidarity that I am here with you in this moment, and that I recognize that you're having this moment. So I'm not going to cut you off. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm going to let you work through this ideas. I wonder how many ideas we've robbed ourselves of because we didn't let other people cook. This is good already, ain't it? Like, oh man, no, let them cook. It reinforces collective meaning making, where the crowd participates not by speaking, but by withholding interference. Oh, this is so good. The crowd participates not necessarily by speaking, but by withholding interference. This is status negotiating. Saying let them cook is a way of granting temporary authority. The person cooking may not usually hold power in the situation. They may not usually hold power in the team. They may not usually hold power in the group, but the phrase suspends the normal hierarchy. They've got something right now, and let them take the lead. What I absolutely love about this is it reminds us, as you know, my background is sociology. It reminds us that leadership, especially in community, should be fluid. That yes, there are sometimes I got the ball and I'm running with it, but we also need to be able to recognize when somebody else has the ball and to be able to give them the space and just say, no, just let them cook with it right now. That leadership itself should be fluid. I hope this is helping somebody already. It demonstrates how social capital itself is fluid. Authority isn't always fixed, but can be given momentarily through collective assent. That we all recognize that, no, this person has something. We all recognize that this person is cooking. Let them cook right now, right? Let them cook. There's also the idea of cultural resonance. The phrase often appears in Black vernacular contexts, such as sports commentary, hip hop, and online spaces. Its spread shows how cultural metaphors like cooking equals creating diffuse across digital subcultures, becoming a shorthand for creative momentum itself. That's the sociology behind this. Like, so when they say, so there it is, for those of you who didn't know, when we hear people say, let them cook, they're like, let them create, let them make something. Oh, damn, like that just feels good. As a former preacher, I can't even say a former preacher. I'm a current preacher. I'm a former pastor. We'll do it that way. But as a current pastor, that just feels good to just be like, no, let them create. Let them cook. Let them create. You know, damn, as a parent, that feels good to sometimes just watch your kids. And even when you don't know what it is that they're going to do, you just like sitting back and say, oh man, let them cook. Sociologically, this is what I want to see happen in communities where we get comfortable getting excited about watching each other cook. Like when you just see somebody else having a moment and you're like, ooh, I just want to be here with you. Come on, let's watch this happen. And I hope this conversation brings some excitement to it. All right, so that was the sociological. Let's talk about the psychological implications. All right, so the first aspect is flow and creativity. Because we're dealing with, like when you hear the phrase, let them cook, this is a phrase of situational awareness. This is a phrase where the person uttering it is saying something is happening. Something that we're dealing with is shifting. The person cooking is in a flow state. Whether they're speaking, improvising, or performing, they're doing it without hesitation. They're doing it without procrastination. Something has happening. Have you ever noticed when you're in that flow moment? Have you ever noticed when you're cooking, the group recognizes this psychological state and protects it by not interrupting? Now, this reflects an intuitive grasp of cognitive psychology. Again, this is why I love phraseology like this, because what they're understanding is that interruptions break concentration, while encouragement sustains creativity. I think that's worth repeating, right? Interruptions break concentration. Encouragement sustains creativity. If there's anything that I could impart or that if I could invoke from the secular community, it would be learning how to use the tools of encouragement. All right? Encouragement, motivation, inspiration are powerfully effective tools because they allow us to sustain creativity. And there are many times where our first reflex is to argue. Our first reflex is to correct. But man, what if you learn how to pull from that first reflex, how to encourage? Oh my goodness. Is it sounding too churchy yet? Would you tag somebody in the chat and just say, be encouraging? Sometimes, like, damn, you ain't always got to be right. Sometimes just learn how to be here. Learn how to be encouraging. Because oh, damn it. Okay. And I do these critiques because what I begin to recognize is that everybody's together and you can't get a group of people together without creating an argument. Oh, damn. So y'all got to go back and check out the trust issues because it was good. All right. So another psychological aspect of this is projection and anticipation. So the listeners or the participators or the audience, they're projecting potential value onto what's unfolding. You know what I'm saying? Onto what's unfolding. Even if the point isn't yet clear, they're anticipating a payoff. So psychologically, this is a form of suspense and investment. It's pause and wait. It's pause and meditate. Back at the church where we say Selah. It's suspense and investment. Let's see where this is going. Let's see where this is heading. It's investing in the moment while suspending your judgment. Oh, that's so good. It also represents a sense of validation and belonging for the cook. All right, watch this. For the cook. Can you imagine? Now put your shoes in the cook. You're the one cooking. Whether it's in a meeting, whether it's in a group setting, whether it's in a classroom, whether it's on your job, whether it's doing something with your kids, whether it's doing something creatively. Just imagine you being the one cooking, whether it's playing Fortnite or Call of Duty. Just imagine you being the one cooking and you hear the phrase, hey man, let them cook. Just let them cook. Let them cook. They got it. They got it. Hearing the phrase is validating. And I'm telling you, if you can take anything from this discussion this weekend, is let's learn how to validate each other. How are we going to be the humanists and we're the ones afraid to praise people? No, let's learn how to validate each other. No, let them cook. Oh, let them have it. They got it right now. This is beautiful. It signals that people believe in you right now. Oh, shit, man. It signals that people believe in you right now. That kind of encouragement reinforces confidence, self-expression, and risk-taking in a social environment in a way that most people never even get a chance to feel. No, when you're around your friend, when you're around your homie, your lover, your friend, whoever it is, and they cooking, please let them cook. Be aware of the moment, that this isn't just an opportunity to build the moment. It's an opportunity to build a memory for that person where they're remembering that here I was doing something great and I wasn't even sure that I was doing it, but I heard somebody push me on the back and say, let them cook. Oh my goodness, man. Is that good? Is that good? Please be aware when you're hanging out, when you're with your friends, when you're in your conversations of when somebody is cooking. Be aware, because that might be your opportunity to eat. Oh, damn, that was better than y'all. Oh, that was better than y'all needed. Okay, I'm sorry. I wore the chain today, so it's gonna be a little extra. It's gonna be a little extra. Okay, let's go. So it signals that somebody else believes in you. That somebody else recognizes that you have the capacity to do something, that in that moment, somebody sees that you got the ball and that we believe that you can handle it. No, let her cook. No, let's see what she does with it. Let's see what they do with this, okay? That kind of encouragement reinforces confidence in yourself. It gives you freedom. It gives you freedom to want to be okay expressing yourself, not having to check yourself at the door of other people's opinion, that my expression doesn't have to go through your litmus test. Am I preaching? I feel like I'm preaching a little bit. It gives them permission to start taking more risks because they end up feeling like, oh, damn, I got people who believe in me. You know, like, yes, please understand, it is very important for you to believe in yourself. Yeah, it is, man. That shit is crucial. Like, you got to believe in yourself before anybody else will even take that chance. All right. That's the reality. You got to know you the real deal. But man, once you have that, once you believe in yourself, having that extra push, oh, damn, they believe in me too. Listen, I've been believing in myself for 10 years. The moment I walked away from superstitious belief, I started believing in me. Okay. So I've been believing in myself for 10 years, for a decade. But this is the first year in my life that I'm actually surrounded by people where every now and then I'm hearing, let them cook. This is the first time in my life where I'm surrounded by people, and for the first time I'm feeling, let them cook. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of a big deal. And I want to make sure that we, especially as we're building community, that we are mindful of creating that for other people, that we're creating opportunities that they can feel proud of themselves and the work that they're doing and what they're bringing to the table. Just tag somebody real quick and just say, let them cook. No, if you at my table and you cooking, I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna shut up and let you have your moment, because I want you to feel, I want you to feel that, what it feels like to be cooking. It creates a safety net, permission to experiment publicly without fear of immediate rejection. Yeah, let them cook. Let them cook. In order to build something that has never been built before in the way that we're trying to do it, People are going to have to get comfortable trying things that they've never tried. People are going to have to get comfortable stepping outside of their comfort zone. But that means we have to cultivate a space that makes that safe. That means we have to create room that makes that safe. If everybody's afraid of being rejected, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. If everybody's afraid of disappointing people that they don't even have appointments with, then ain't nobody gonna do nothing. But if we create a culture of intentional praise, if we, oh damn, that's good. I didn't mean to bring praise into it, but no, if we can create a culture of intentional praise, that no, when I see somebody doing something worthy, no, I'm going to intentionally pause and praise. God damn it, this is good. Oh shit, does this feel like church? I'm sorry. I'm gonna take a moment to pause and praise. Hey homie, you killing the game. You killing the game. Let them cook. Let them cook. Yes. That we have to create that space where when you see somebody cooking, that you create that awareness, because that gives them the freedom. That gives them the freedom to try it again, to do some more. Let me cook. And then sometimes it's going to be like pancakes. The first two going to be bad, and I'm going to have to throw them bad boys out and maybe give them to my dog or something. But if you let me cook long enough, I promise you, everybody going to eat. Come on now. That's the second time I done said that, and that feels good to my soul, because those are the type of people that I want to be around. I want to be around people that when I know you cooking, we eating. Shit. That's good. I want to be around people that when you cooking, I know we eating. That when I see you cooking, that I know that mean that we eating. No, when you cooking, I'm getting excited because I know we eating. Are we talking community now? Are we talking community? No, let them cook. Let him cook. Why am I so excited that he cooking? Because God damn it, I'm hungry. He cooking, I'm hungry. Let him cook. This is good. Okay. So why it works so powerfully? Let him cook is effective because it collapses metaphor, cooking, psychology, flow, and sociology, group permission into 3 short words. Let them cook. Metaphor, cooking, psychology, flow, and sociology, group permission in 3 words. Man, this is humanity in one phrase. Let them cook. This is like you imagine, I don't know who your heroes are. Like we all got different heroes, right? We all got different heroes, but you ever seen your heroes doing something and you get that feeling? It's just like, damn, let them cook. Like, oh my goodness, every time I heard Malcolm X give a speech, it'd be like, shit, let them cook, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are your heroes? If you got some, everybody ain't got heroes. I get it. But it's a cultural checkpoint. The group pauses judgment to see if genius is about to emerge. Everybody say, hold up, just let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. Damn it. Let him cook. I think I gotta run the clip, man. I gotta run the clip. I gotta run the clip because I know some of y'all like, why he keeps saying it? Why he keeps saying, where's my clip at? Where's my clip? There it is.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. Whenever I'm in a room, I'm looking for who's cooking.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said, let him cook.
Yep. Let him cook now. I'm going to pause. No, I want to find who's cooking. Because if he's cooking, we all about to eat. And if we can just be patient enough to suspend judgment long enough, and just let him cook.
Let him cook now. Let him cook.
Let him cook. If we can suspend judgment long enough and let him cook, then we're about to see that something genius is going to emerge. Damn, that's good. There's certain rooms that I've grown to feel very uncomfortable in. There's certain rooms that I've grown to feel very uncomfortable in because I be just getting ready to cook and I feel like it gets interrupted. And I'm like, damn, I was just about to start cooking and it just got interrupted. I know women feel like that sometimes. You just about to start cooking and then somebody starts mansplaining what you was already about to say. And you was like, damn it, I was just about to tell you what the fuck I was saying. And then you trying to tell me better than I can. I was just about to get started, you know, and then something interrupted. And so be very mindful, man. Like be looking for who's cooking. You know what I'm saying? Be looking for who's cooking. See that might just come from my old preacher days, right? Because preachers are always looking for who's cooking. Who's cooking this Sunday? All right, who got your boy this Sunday? No, I'm looking. I'm looking for who's cooking. Damn, this is good. I'm looking for who's cooking. So when I'm in a room, I'm constantly. I want to know who's cooking. Who has the ball right now? Who has the juice right now? Right? Who's cooking? Who's cooking? All right. So that's the awareness. So the first thing that this phrase, damn, 30 minutes. The first thing that this phrase gives us or reveals for me is this idea that we are aware that something is happening. But the next part is that there is an announcement in itself. There's the announcement. See, unlike casual commentary from the sidelines, let them cook is almost always an active public endorsement from someone who is actively engaged in the activity, right? So typically, like one of the main places that I see this happen is when people are engaged like in games with each other. So whether they're or I see this with musicians as well, but it's like we're all doing something together. So we're in a band or we're on the same team, we're in the same cohort, and then we're all working on something. And then all of a sudden you realize that one of the people in the group is doing something significant, right? And that's when that phrase kind of comes up. Oh, let them cook. Let them cook. Source matters. See, in this case, let them cook doesn't come from strangers, but from peers who share context, history, and trust. You know what I'm saying? So now for those of you who might be boomers and might not be familiar with the terminology, let them cook. It's no different than phrases like they got it. You know what I'm saying? Or give them room. It's that same type of phrase. It is a simple transfer of confidence. It's not just descriptive, it's prescriptive. It's a call to allow action to unfold uninterrupted. What it signals for participants, the group, the audience, the teammates, is confidence. It's a confidence transfer. The group is told, you don't need to step in. Oh, my goodness. The group is told, you don't need to step in. This person is capable. That feels almost strange saying it. But that is such a powerful statement of confidence and trust. Like I'm thinking about it now. Like I have teenagers who are seniors in high school this year. Next year they will be in college. That's a whole new world. And I need to be prepared as a parent to let them cook. Oh, yeah. Oh, who wasn't ready for that one? Who wasn't ready for that one? But no, it's a confidence transfer to be able to say, hey, we are reaching a moment where you don't need to step in, where you have to recognize that this person is capable. I wonder how often do we rob people of their own moments of capacity by feeling the need to step in. See, I told you, when we're going to unpack something, we're going to unpack it for real, okay? This diffuses anxiety or doubt and reinforces collective trust, all right? There's like a spectrum of this because there's one sense of us that needs people to step in to feel supported. There is a phase in life we can be in where we need others to step in to be supported. But then there's an other end of that spectrum where other people stepping in to support can feel like it's undermining, which is why when I'm in a room, when I'm at a table, when I'm working with others, I'm always looking for who's cooking. Because when somebody is cooking, I don't want to undermine that moment. I don't want to rob them of the feeling that I think I got this. Because that's why they cooking. Because they think they can. Oh, this is good. This is good. All right. All right. So the statement rallies everyone. Everyone. Hearing someone else voice confidence often triggers the same confidence in others, right? So like you could be there and just be real, be honest. You could be watching the same damn game, not having a clue what's going on. But the moment you hear somebody say, let him cook, you in on it too. Yeah, let him cook. Who we talking about, girl? Who cooking? Okay, yeah, let him cook. Let Down cook. Cook now, cook. It signals collective confidence where now everybody feels invested in the moment. This is good. It sets a tone of encouragement, encouragement over doubt, courage over cynicism, shifting the group's posture to support. And then recognition becomes a social glue. Even when I was a pastor, y'all, when I was a Christian pastor, I used to say that one of the biggest gifts, this is how I say it then, I said the biggest gift of the Spirit that's missing from the church is recognition. And I now realize, like, that's a fucking human issue, that we really have a problem being okay just praising other people. Like, what's wrong with telling somebody they did a good job? What's wrong with telling somebody like, dude, that was dope? Like sometimes dealing with the secular community feels like dealing with the church, where we're afraid of the same sins that the church was afraid of. Well, I just don't want them to get in their ego. Why the fuck not? What is their ego gonna do to you? No, you will notice I have no problem praising people. This is one of the reasons that people think they are much closer to me than they are, because I have no problem praising people, which that statement shows you the power of praise, right? It's one of the reasons that people feel much closer to me than they actually are, because I have no problem praising them. And so they feel close to me because of that. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? They feel close to me because I have no problem praising them. Because I have no problem saying, oh, you did a good job. Because I have no problem saying, oh, thank you for that. Even if it's something small. Y'all know I've been doing that. I've been doing that since we've came. I've told everybody who supports this channel, like whether you're supporting financially or you're just supporting by liking and watching, whatever you're doing, big doors swing on small hinges. So nobody has to bake me a cake to get praise from me. Damn, this is good. Because recognition is powerful. It is a social glue. When people see that you recognize what they bring to the table, even if it's nothing but a napkin, they brought something to the table. When people see that you recognize that, it makes them feel comfortable coming back to the table. Simple things. Recognition. Like, we're afraid to recognize people. We're afraid to praise people. And because sometimes you're thinking that, okay, they're going to take it too far. Don't let them. I've had people who fed me at times in my life who thought that meant that they could rule my life. And I've had to let them know, hey, I'm a little more expensive than that. I'm not that damn cheap, okay? A plate doesn't give you ownership in my life. You got it? All right? So recognition is a social glue. By publicly affirming one person's capacity, the announcer also signals that the group's values, competence, trust, and shared history are valued. Based on what we've been through or worked through together, I'm confident that you have the competence to complete this. That's what it says. That's what it echoes. That's what it signals. That's what everybody who's a part of that moment feels, is that you trust me because we've been in this together. You trust me because we've been going through this together. You trust me because you've gotten to know me. And what most people want to be treated like is them. You know? And oh, goodness gracious. Damn, like I didn't know this was going to get this deep, but it did. It did. I hope I'm encouraging you to, like, when you're just, even when you're having your conversations with your friends, with your homies, your lovers, your friends, that you're looking for those moments when your boy is cooking. That you're looking for those moments when your girl is cooking. Because honestly, if you're not, you're robbing yourself. You know? Nah, man. I want to know when somebody on my team is cooking. Because again, what does that mean? What does that mean, chat? If somebody cooking, we about to be eating. Okay? And I like to eat. I like to eat. I'm hungry right now. As a matter of fact, I'm real hungry. I'm real hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I like to eat. And so if he cooking, let him cook. If she cooking, let her cook. Because I'm hungry. Do I got any hungry folk out there? Don't let me be at your house and you start cooking. No, I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook. Don't tease me with a good time. No, don't threaten me with a good meal. Let him cook. This is good. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I didn't mean to cough in the microphone. All right. So recognition becomes a form of in-group solidarity. You know? We know what you can do, and we're behind it. That's the type of space you want to bring to the people in your life when they're cooking, man. To be able to, man, like, oh, no. We know what you can do, and we're behind it. Now, what does it signal for the cook, the active agent? Number one, it's validation in the moment. And like, and for you, like, you've had some times where you've been cooking and you know you've been cooking. Like, you've had some times. Maybe it was when you started that business. Maybe it was when you was passing that exam. Maybe it was when you was giving that speech. Maybe it was when you was defending yourself in court. I've done that. Let me cook. Whatever it is, you've had some moments. And it's an incredible feeling to be confident in yourself, but then to also know there's other people in the room with you who are like, oh yeah, he got it. She got it. It's a real-time confirmation that others see your skill and they're willing to vouch for it. That's a powerful feeling. You know, when you're looking for opportunities, because remember, the whole point about Bridge City is looking for ways to be a better way to connect. And so when you're looking for opportunities for the people that you're in relationship with, your friends, your family, as I like to say in this episode, for whatever reason, your homie lover friends, you know, when you're in your relationships, are you looking for moments to validate when they're cooking? Are you looking for moments to validate when they're cooking? To let them know, like, oh man, you have skill here. And this is something that I'm willing to vouch for. This is about being a better way to connect. Is this good, man? Is this helping anybody? Is this good? Because it feels good to me. And it might just be because I get to see myself with the chain. And I just like it. I like this kind of ratchetness. I don't know. I love it. All right. So this transforms pressure into fuel, encouraging risk-taking and boldness. You know? Dang. Oh, this is acknowledged respect. It conveys that person's track record, effort, or reputation has earned them a pause-free runway. That, you know what, we trust you so much that we're not going to get in your way right now. We trust you so much that we're not going to interrupt this moment right now. It's a pause-free runway of saying, you know what, I got it. And, you know, honestly, when I think about who I am as a parent, it's really no different than who I am as a friend. Because if you're not careful, you would try to parent your friends. Have any of y'all have ever done that before? Have you tried to parent your friends? Raise your hand. Don't lie. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Have you ever tried to parent your friends? You find out that people with parenting personalities, They just have, because there are certain people who are parents that do not have parenting personalities. But when you have parenting personality, I have a parenting personality, you will find yourself parenting everybody in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like everybody in your life. Every time, oh, don't do that. Don't, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Dang. Eddie Murphy just recently told a story about the first time that, or about the time that he was getting to hang out with Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson, and he just shared this little memory, and it's a moment of Beyonce obviously trying to parent J-Hud, because J-Hud, I shouldn't be repeating the story, but Eddie said it first, so I wasn't a witness. I'm just telling the story, okay? It was funny when he said it, and I found it a little cute. But he said J-Hud, her hands was a little ashy, and y'all know your hands get ashy sometimes in the little crevices, and so she was and just trying to get the ash, and then Beyonce was right there like, oh no, baby, no, you don't got to do that. I'll get you some cream. You know, that's just a moment where you just parenting somebody. Beyonce wasn't letting her cook. See, that was her cooking moment. She was cooking. That was her cooking moment, and Beyonce wasn't letting her cook. But anyway, it's a pause-free runway of saying that, you know, no, I trust you. I trust you. You got this. Let's see how they handle it. As a parent, it's a moment that you have to go through several times. When your children are first learning how to walk, those first few times, you always want to be that support system. And that's so important. You want to be that support system. You want to give them the little thing that let them, the little thing that they can walk in because it got wheels, or you want to hold their hand up, or you want to make sure they get by the table or the couch or the sofa or whatever you call it in your neck of the woods. You want to make sure they have some support. But after a while, the more confident you get in their ability to handle it on their own, you just want to let them cook. You know, the first few times when your child is learning how to ride the bicycle, yeah, you want to hold it up for them and stuff. You want to make sure that the training wheels are on there. You want to be outside every time they own it just to make sure that nothing happens. But after a while, you just want to let them cook. God dang, this is so good, man. So in this sense, it's a form of respecting that person's capacity and their agency. And the respect is not just silence, it's voiced, it's amplified, you know? And then there's resolve here. There's recognition, there's respect, and then there's resolve. This resolve is strengthening. Hearing the phrase affirms not only the person's capacity, but also their permission to continue without interference. You know, you know that one of the most powerful things that you could have ever heard in your life was a parent, a family member, or a loved one standing up and screaming to as loud as they could, "You got this. You can do it." That voiced, see, that's not just voiced praise, right? That's not just voiced acknowledgement, okay? That is voiced respect. When somebody says, "You got this," they're saying, "I respect your capacity to handle this." And when this is coming from people who know you, and it's coming from people who love you, that thing can feel like a superpower at times. You know, just you out there on the field and you hear your uncle say, "Boy, you got this." "You damn right I got this. I do. I got it." It's a voiced respect. This boisters psychological resilience, allowing them to maintain flow with greater confidence. Sometimes what people, sometimes what the people in your life really need to hear from you is that you believe in them, is that you trust their ability to handle it. You know? Now, I didn't mean to pivot here, but let's make sure you're not always don't be so used to being the voice of reason that you become the voice of negation. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, this is good. This is good. This is so good. All right, so let's highlight the sociological weight in the phrase. It's much more than encouragement. Let them cook is a ritual of recognition. It affirms three pillars: recognition, We see what you're doing. Respect. We value your capacity. And resolve. We back you to see it through. In short, let him cook is not only an observation, but an announcement of trust, binding the group and the agent in a shared moment of confidence. Now let's talk about the aftermath. Because I've been talking about the aftermath the whole time. Because if they cooking, what does that mean, chat? See that I can say chat instead of church. What does that mean, chat? Let the chat say amen. Don't that look at that. No. So if they cooking, what does it mean, chat? It means we're gonna be eating. That's why I told you when we got to the part of dealing with the announcement itself, we realized that the announcement typically comes from people who are on the team. You know what I'm saying? It comes from people who are on the team, which means they have some vested interest in you cooking. Once the phrase "let them cook" has been declared, the room changes. The announcement wasn't just empty encouragement. It created an atmosphere of expectation. Now, if there's anything I know, now, damn it, if being a pastor didn't equip me to know anything, if it was all bullshit, there's one part of it that was absolutely valid, and that is there is power in expectation. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. When expectations go up, hallelujah, blessings come down. That's not what they really said, but that's pretty much what we were doing. Raising them fucking expectations. No, it is powerful. It is powerful to create an atmosphere of expectation. And when you can ground that expectation in reason and rationality, in critical engagement, and in human capacity, you are creating, oh my goodness, damn, I don't have any other word to say. I almost want to say something magical, something miraculous. You're creating something powerful. Everyone now begins to lean in, anticipating not just the performance, but the payoff. Oh, if they cooking, what does it mean, chat? If they cooking, we're going to be eating. And this is why I say, watch that when you're in your relationships, with your friends, with your homie lover friends. Watch that with your relationships. If they cooking, let them cook. Look for opportunities to let people cook in your life. You know what I'm saying? I might just make that my motto. I'm just looking for somebody to cook. I'm looking for somebody who's cooking. Who's cooking? Who's cooking? No. Nah, because I want you to think about it this way. Next time you're in a group and somebody's cooking and somebody interrupts it, you need to look at that person and say, look at the person who interrupted and just say, you just cost all of us a meal. You just cost all of us a meal right now because you couldn't just let them cook. We could have all been getting ready to eat, some sausage, eggs, gravy, whatever. I don't know. We could have all been getting ready to eat. Some of us vegans, so we could have been all getting ready to eat, and you just interrupted it and cost us all a meal. Next time you're having a conversation with somebody that you love and you realize that, damn, I think I just interrupted them while they were cooking. Just hold that moment, hold that tension, and say, damn, did I just cost myself a meal? Is this where all my meals go? Am I missing my meals because I'm not recognizing who's cooking? Damn, like this, I'm not even gonna lie, this sounds like some pimp shit at this point. No, am I missing my meals because I'm not recognizing who's cooking? I should have reserved this for Mastermind. This should not have been for Bridge City. This is too much good stuff. Y'all are getting all this for free. Damn, this is good. Okay. Excuse me. This should have been a coaching. Oh, snap. This is too good. All right. So what it signals for the participants, it's the expectation of a shared benefit. The group isn't only trusting the agent to act, they are investing in the outcome. I'm getting out of the way so that this can happen. Oh, man. No. I'm getting out of the way because I want to see this happen. The phrase shifts from individual recognition to collective interest. If this lands, we all win. Yes, they're taking the shot, but we all win. Oh my goodness. This is high stakes awareness. Remember, I opened it up with situational awareness. This is high stakes awareness. Announcing belief in that person raises the stakes. You know, it's just like I'm not big into sports. I can use the metaphors and stuff, but I don't watch them mainly because my eyes don't work like that. They too small on the screen. I don't know what's happening. So, but it's like Michael Jordan, game 6. This man's sick, but give him the ball. Just let him cook. Let him cook. Because he's not the only one that's gonna get a ring. You know, this is so good. The group is essentially saying, we believe that the shot will go in. We believe that this person has it, so let them cook. This creates communal accountability. If the outcome is good, it confirms collective judgment. If not, everybody feels the miss. Don't worry, man. We thought it was going to go into. And that's where the safety is. That's where the safety is. That's why the person feels more comfortable taking the risk. No, that's why I feel more comfortable taking the shot, because I know my team is in it with me. And yes, that gives me a boost to say, okay, let's go. I'm going to be a beast. I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to give it my all. I'm zooming in through the legs and stuff. I'm doing the crossover and everything. I tongue out, doing all of it. I'm giving it my all. But even if I miss, I know we're in this together, because they gave me their trust. And that's not a shallow thing. It's not a we trust you to get it. We trust you to give it your best. And we're in this together. And so even if you miss, it's not your miss. It's our miss. That's the only way it's fair. It couldn't have been our win, and then it's only your miss. And so often that is what we do to people. You know, it's our win, but it's your loss. No. When we're truly invested in each other, and we gave you that leeway, and we gave you that confidence, we gave you that trust, we gave you that ramp, then we got to give you that safety to say, nah, we lost this together. We lost this together. You didn't lose this. We lost this together. And that makes a person more comfortable trying again. That makes them more comfortable being willing to take the shot the next time. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about learning how to win. It's learning how to lose on your way to winning. Damn. Let me say that differently. It's learning how to win through your losses. Can I say it that way? It's learning how to win through your losses, that even when you lose, you're winning. Damn, this is good, y'all. Okay, this is good. I'm sorry. Oh, I hope this is good to y'all as it is to me. I think I'm gonna need a cigarette after this. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me stop. Oh, get rich or die trying, right? Hey, look, I wore the chain. So proximity to reward. Recognition is rooted in the hope of mutual gain, right? The group trust because they sense the outcome will feed back into the community. If they're cooking, we're eating. And I think we've gotten so separated from operating functionally as community. Like, to me, families don't even operate as communities anymore. And they're the prototype. It's the prototype. And they don't even operate like communities anymore. You know? This is why, like, I'm very strict on relationships in my life. All relationships have to have a functional purpose. You know? I like, to my family members who say, oh, Darante, I love you. We family. And I'm like, how are we family and we ain't even working together? How are we family? How do you know me and you don't find what I'm working on valuable, important? No, we're not family. No, we're not friends. My friends are working on the shit that I'm working on because they care about that shit. That I'm friends with people who care about things that I kind of care about. I don't know how you do your friendships. I don't know how you do your friendships. I don't. But for me, things have to be functional and operational because I'm not here just for a good time. I'm trying to make my time here worth it. You understand? Oh my goodness. Oh man, thank you for the $5 super chat. We letting you cook so we can all eat. Thanks for sharing your time and inspiration with us today. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is beautiful. And I love that name, Mistress Monica. That is beautiful. Thank you. That's it, man. Let them cook so we can all eat. Recognize when different people in your lives are cooking. And that thing moves around, right? That's one, maybe that's the reason why I'm always looking for who's cooking. Cause I realize, like, damn, otherwise it's just gonna always be me cooking. So like, who else can cook? Like, who else can cook? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn it, like we need to be a potluck of community. You know, our Southern California group is planning a dinner where they're going to be coming together and eating, and I'm like, to me, that's community. Is recognizing that we can all cook, man. We might not be popping at the same time, but we all popping. Okay. Let us cook so that we can eat. Let the chat say amen. I'm going to be playing with that because that just feels so good now. All right, so the metaphor extends. If they're cooking, we'll all get a plate. That's the aftermath. That's why we feel so. That's why I'm so excited anytime I'm around somebody cooking, because I'm like, oh yeah, we about to eat. Oh, we about to eat. Y'all can see the big boy coming out of me now, right? Like y'all can probably see. Y'all just saw me transform to the 580-pound version of myself that I used to be. Just like, oh, we about to eat. Ooh, look at those ribs. Did they put butter on that steak? They put butter on that steak. Is that garlic parmesan? Oh, that's garlic. You know, no, let them cook. Let them cook. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, I went too far, didn't I? I went too far. Some of y'all probably dropped off. Oh, okay, let's go. Let's go. What it signals for the cook. It's a burden of trust, right? The cook now carries not just their own momentum, but the group's expectations. You know, this trust isn't passive. It's a social weight. Don't just cook. Finish the meal. Oh, damn. Now that does sound like a that does sound like a 50 Cent line. Don't just cook, finish the meal. I think that's from No Romeos, No Juliets. Okay, I'm back. But yo, no, don't just cook, finish the meal. Finish the meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, let them cook. You know, you don't want to be you don't want to be at the grill and somebody's doing their thing and then they just walk away. No, let them cook. The whole point of cooking it is to finish it. It's to finish it. I want to see what that thing look like on the other side of this. I want to see what that looks like on the other side. Now, you know, mixed all them ingredients together. I got a good friend, and every time he comes to the house, he'll cook. And my wife and I are just fascinated by the way he can just throw ingredients together. And it don't matter what we have in the kitchen. Like, it don't matter what's in the kitchen. He's going to go through my pantry. He's going to go through my refrigerator, and he's just going to pull stuff out. It can be a low week because, mind you, we got 4 kids. All of which are teenagers, 3 of which are in high school. And so they eat a lot. So there's not always a lot of food here. Like, almost every time I go to the kitchen for some food, there's really like none there. It's like the opposite with dishes. Just like when I go for a clean dish, there's always an abundance of dirty dishes, you know, and it's just like the clean one is never there. But anyway, when he comes over, no matter what we have in the kitchen, he's going to find a way to make something happen. And we are going to get the fuck out of his way and let him cook. My goodness. I hope that some of you leave this conversation with the confidence to make the announcement for yourself, to start pausing people when they interrupting you and just say, hey, baby, let me cook. Trust me, we all going to eat at the end of this. But what I need you to do right now is to let me cook. Let me cook, okay? Damn, this is good. All right, so this reaffirms confidence for somebody, right? My friend, my brother, when he comes over and he cooks, and he does it professionally now. He cooks for like he's a private chef for a frat group or something like that. But when he comes over here and we just let him cook because we know we're gonna eat and we know it's gonna be good because we trust in his confidence, he gets so much reaffirmed from our willingness to stay out of his way. You know, because there's a temptation to be like, oh, you're going to put that in there? Now, why you? I don't know if I like that. Don't worry about it. Just let him cook. Let him cook. Trust me. He got this. Trust me. This right here, this is what he does. Let him cook. Let him cook, man. Dang. Okay. So the agent understands the trust is in both ability and outcome. This can sharpen focus. I'm not just showing skill. I'm delivering for the team, right? It's that collective identity alignment. The cook recognizes that their success is tied to the group's success. That feels good. When you realize, like, man, this is why I was raised by older women, my grandmothers and my great aunts and my aunts, raised by a lot of them. And one thing that they loved to do was to cook. Oh man, they love to cook. The woman that I've called granny my whole life, she's actually not my granny. She's the sister of my grandmother. But my grandmother was murdered when my mother was a child by my grandfather. So she was the only granny on that side of the family that I knew. And she's dementia runs in my family. And so she's at that point where she's going through that now. And so I went to visit her recently. And it was kind of hard seeing her because I knew that she's no longer at that place where she can do the thing that she really loves to do. And that's to cook. Because you could never go to her house before and she not cook. And you could try to tell her, like, Granny, you ain't got to cook nothing. But if my Aunt Steph or my Uncle Steve is there, they're going to politely pull you back and say, just let her cook. Because she's going to do it with or without you. Okay? She don't need your permission to do it. She going to cook, you know? And what I love about her and my other aunts and my other grannies is that they literally cooked just for the satisfaction of seeing you eat. I want you to dwell in that there is somebody who loves you so much that they will put themselves through labor just to see you eat. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful to me. Now, they're going to stand over that stove. They're going to cook. And the thing in their mind isn't, ooh, this food is going to be so good to me. It's this food is going to be so good to them. And what my granny would want to do is just sit at that table and watch us eat. She just wanted to sit at that table and watch us enjoy what she just worked her ass off putting together. Oh man, this is good. Who knew we can get this much out of this topic? It shifts the psychology from my win to our win, you know, fueling intrinsic motivation. The aftermath reveals that let them cook is not a causal or a casual comment. It's a collective wager. The group places its identity, morale, and even future benefit on the table, signifying trust in the person, that we believe in you. Trust in the process will give you space, and trust in the payoff. Your win is our win. The aftermath isn't just about watching, it's about eating. If someone is cooking, the group assumes and understands that at some point the meal will be shared. It's a metaphor for collective investment in an individual's excellence. When the cook delivers, when the person rises to the moment and produces result, the phrase "let them cook" transforms from a risky bet into a fulfilled prophecy. What was once a signal of trust becomes proof of judgment, reshaping both the group dynamic and the agent's identity. It's the validation of judgment. The group's choice to step back and trust is confirmed. And damn it, we need more moments like that. We need more moments where we can confirm that stepping back was the right thing here. Giving them space was the right thing here. Letting them cook was the right thing here. Damn, if I didn't let them cook, look at what I would have robbed myself of. Damn, if I didn't let them cook, look at what we would have robbed the group of. Damn, if we didn't let them cook, look at what we would have robbed them of. And that's definitely something I constantly think of as a parent, is that I got to be careful that I'm making sure I'm letting them cook, or they'll never know that they can. And the last thing you want is a squad of people who can't cook. So you're gonna have to let them cook at some point. Okay? You gotta let them cook. So at some point they can cook. And so that way you ain't the only person on the team who can cook, because then you're gonna be the one always cooking. You see how that went? All right. So this strengthens collective confidence. We knew they had it and they showed us. It's a feedback loop that strengthens us. We knew they had it, they showed us. Or we thought they had it, they didn't, we know what to work on. And that creates a loop where they say, I thought I had it, they thought I had it, and they didn't crush me for failing. They supported me. We're robbing ourselves of those opportunities, because sometimes the reason we're afraid to let other people cook is because we're like, but what if they get it wrong? Hey, listen, that's a possibility. Like, it's a big possibility. Like, when I say big, like bigger than average. Okay? Okay? It is more likely that it's not going to work out the way that you think it is. But that's not always even the point. That's the only way you get closer to ever getting it right. My first time cooking eggs went horrible. Like, I almost stopped eating eggs forever. Also, my first time cooking fried chicken went equally horrible, like traumatically horrible, like brown on the outside, bleeding on the inside. You don't want to eat chicken again after that. But you don't learn how to cook without learning how to cook. Somebody has to actually be comfortable letting you cook in order for you to learn how to cook. You know? So sometimes let them cook could be equivalent with let them learn. Like this. See, I feel like I'm parenting everybody today. I told you some people just have parenting personalities. Just let them learn. Let them cook. Damn, this is good. So it can lead to collective ownership of victory. Even though one person cooked, the entire group ate. And that's how community works. Yeah, it might have been one person who cooked at that moment, but the entire group ate. But what made that moment possible is a group of cooks who can recognize when somebody else is cooking. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, they used to say too many chefs in the kitchen. Too many chefs in the kitchen. Because a good chef is going to know when somebody's cooking and just to get out the way. That's actually something I struggle with. I think up until last year, if I'm cooking and somebody else comes in the kitchen, I'm just going to stop cooking. I don't like people being in the kitchen when I'm cooking. When I'm cooking, just let me cook. Just let me cook, okay? Just let me cook. But now, again, I have 4 kids, so I don't get that option. And many of them like to cook, and they like to be in the kitchen when I'm cooking, But like, no. If they cooking, we're about to be eating. If the person cooked, the entire group ate. And we have to be able to, we are so dysfunctional in our hyper individualism, which I'm not anti-individualism, but we're so dysfunctional in our hyper individualism that we no longer have the necessary communal networks to ensure that we're able to benefit from each other and to benefit each other. It's like we've created islands of ourselves that have just made us more isolated. So now, even when we are letting somebody cook, you know what I'm saying? We have no expectation to be a part of the meal. And I'm like, oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. It's about time that we start doing potluck communities again, man. Like seriously, just cooking, recognizing who in the community can cook. And I mean, I'm being a little tongue in cheek, but I'm also hungry too. So like, no, let's do some potlucks for real. Let's eat. The payoff reinforces the shared identity that the win doesn't belong to the individual alone, but to the community that gave space and support to make the win even possible. It's realizing that we're all on the same team and we're looking for people who can cook. Damn, I like that. See, I'm really hungry. I'm gonna keep going back to that. Why did I name this Let 'em Cook? Because now I just want to eat. I've been saying cook so much that I really want to eat. There's a raised standard of expectation. Success recalibrates what the group understands is possible. Do you know, like that's what we're doing right now? For those of you who are connecting on the Bridge City Global aspect, what we are doing is we are changing the standards of what people understand is possible. You know, there are plenty of people, some of you right now, there's some of you who are in here right now, some of you that are here every week that say it out your mouth and you meant it with your whole little heart. You meant it and you know you meant it. You said it with your chest that I will never, ever, 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 ever again in my life spend a Sunday listening to somebody talk for an hour. We are changing the standards of what people think is possible. That was good right there because I'm cooking. And when I first started cooking, I feel like a drug boy now. When I first started cooking, you know, people didn't get it. People were very judgmental. They were like, I don't like what he's cooking. But there were others of you, some of you who are in here right now, who just said, I'm just gonna let him cook. I want to see what this is. And we're all being able to eat in this moment because of it. We're all being able to benefit from the idea that real secular community is moving from concept to concrete. You know? So let them cook is no longer just encouragement. It's a proven formula that when we give trust, excellence emerges. It legitimizes competence. Delivering validates not only skill, but credibility. At that moment, the person is not just seen as capable, but they've demonstrated it. This adds to their social capital within the group. And I'm telling you, this is many times what we're robbing each other of. Sometimes that confidence that you're not feeling it because you didn't give yourself a chance to cook. Or you're a part of a group that won't let you cook. And I'm really big on circle checking. Is that you need to make sure that your relationships are conducive for what you want out of your life. You know, which brings us to the reciprocity of trust. The cook feels indebted to the group's recognition and motivated to continue contributing. This reciprocity strengthens loyalty and cohesion. Man, you believed in me to make this happen. Why wouldn't I share this with you? You created that space to make this happen. Why wouldn't I share this with you? These are the things that get us back closer to community, where success reinforces an internal narrative that I can rise to the occasion when I'm trusted. That's what we're robbing people of. You know, please, y'all, as you're joining this community, don't treat people the way the world has treated you. Treat others the way that you've wanted to be treated. You know, the world has treated you with a side eye for the majority of your life. And I don't know who I'm talking to. And I'm not saying that to be preachy. I literally don't know who I'm talking to because I'm looking at me. But the world has treated, you know, everywhere you've been, people look at you suspicious. They got ideas. I don't know what their motive is. Can we just stop with that? Can we just stop and actually start giving to people what we've wanted? If y'all have noticed, this is why I don't have a lot of the drama that some of the other people in this community seem to have. I don't, because I sincerely believe that nobody else owes me their existence. And so I'm not critiquing anybody else's existence. You know, the only thing that matters to me, and this is going to make me sound a little cold, is your utility. What can we do together? You know, helping others, treating others like they're human and like they can cook and like they can be trusted and like they have some type of competence, even if they fail, because they're gonna fail. So let's stop treating people like they ended the world when they failed. All of these messages sound wonderful, but it only works if we give that grace and space to other people. It feels good when I'm the one cooking and people are saying, let them cook. But it does nothing if we can't recognize when someone else is cooking and do the same thing. You know, I sometimes wonder, do people recognize I'm cooking because I'm cooking or because I got 60,000 subscribers? Because I've been cooking for a long time. It's not like all of a sudden 50,000 people realized I was cooking and then I learned how to cook. No, I've been cooking the whole time. That's how I got to 580 pounds. Oh no, your boy can cook now. Don't get it twisted. No, I've been cooking my whole little life, okay? But I often wonder how many people think I'm cooking because they know what cooking is, and how many people think I'm cooking just because they see the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's very important that we learn how to treat other people with that same type of space. One thing that everybody who works with me kind of now knows, I'm real big about when people join the movement, like they join the team, they don't get to meet me. Everybody knows that's one of my biggest pet peeves, when people join the community to meet me. Because there's no utility in you meeting me. I am not your guru. I promise you, I am not that special. You're not going to get on a phone conversation with me and your whole life change. If anything, you're going to be sorely disappointed. You're going to be like, damn, that dude boring as hell, man. Yes. How the fuck you think I know all of this shit? I have to read a lot. I have to study a lot. So what I do, and it's a community test. Some people don't like it. And honestly, at this moment, I don't give a damn. It's a community test. You don't join this community to meet me. You join this community to build community with other people. You know, the people who do get to meet me ultimately end up regretting it. And they were like, damn, because now I just got to work all the damn time. Because every time you talk to me, I'm going to be giving you something to do. Because I'm hyperproductive. You don't want a hyperproductive friend. Trust me, you don't want that. You don't want to be around a hyperproductive person. Nobody does. Trust me. No. And I'm not just saying it. This is real. But when they join, because I don't want this to be personality based, what I prioritize is them meeting other people, them having conversations with other people, and them determining what they want their community to look like. You know? Damn, this is good. All right. And that's how you build trust. Now, this also builds psychological resilience and willingness to take on greater responsibility. When the cook delivers, the community doesn't just celebrate the outcome, it celebrates the trust cycle itself. You know, we trusted them. This process worked. That makes you more likely to trust again. And that's the hard work of community. The hard work of community is trusting people. The hard work of community is giving people the space to fail and to succeed. And it's carrying it together. You know, the announcement, the trust, and the payoff becomes a social ritual that reaffirms recognition, reinforces respect, and deepens resolves for future endeavors. When the cook delivers, let him cook becomes a collective victory chant. It becomes, they cooked it, but we did it. And that's not lost on anybody who's a part of it. The group eats because one person cooked. And the person cooked because the group supported. They exist in tandem. They exist in relationship with each other. And that's shit. Here we go. Let's go there. Because there's some people right now who could be cooking, but they don't have no support. Right? And so if everybody is just joining the community to get close to me, then we all gonna be here, but ain't nobody gonna be cooking, because we're not actually creating the thing that people need to cook, and that's support. That's support. What's gonna make my day is when there's hundreds of people doing the same thing I'm doing right now, except for instead of doing it just on the internet, they're gonna be doing it in community campuses every week, creating a core and a catalyst for people-centric, progressive thinking, and life-affirming community. You know? Oh yeah, I'm looking for people who cooking. Like, I had a meeting with somebody this week. Incredible meeting. I'm not going to give too many details, but he's a brother that's up in Ohio, pastors a organization in, executive director of an organization in Canada that is a values-based community. And very much like me, he's absolutely committed to building as many local secular communities that are based in humanistic ideals, humanistic values, people-centric values, spread up all over the globe. And this is real work. So we're out here looking for people who cooking. What you cooking? Yeah, I see you. You look like you might be cooking. We're looking for people who cooking. This type of synergy creates momentum for future trust and higher aspirations. Man, I hope y'all have enjoyed this today. I did not expect this to get as good as it did, but I gotta say, I think this is my favorite installment in this series. We did Let Go and Get Up. We did It's Time to Push last week, but this weekend, oh my goodness, this weekend in the third installment of This Is Kind of a Big Deal, this one took me by surprise, and I put the notes together. I spent like 5 days working on these notes, and I did not expect, like, I hit so much stuff in today's conversation, and to me, that is the power of conversation. But I hit so much stuff today in today's conversation that I was not expecting to get into, and that just lets me know that this was the perfect thing to do. So I want to encourage you, man, if you cooking, I'm gonna let you cook. And if you have some friends in your life, you have people in your life, when they cooking, learn how to let them cook. Learn how to give them that space. Learn how to pause and celebrate. Learn how to pause and praise. Learn how to share the win, and if necessary, to share the losses. Because that's not just friendship, that's life. Because that the reality is, y'all, as humanity, as living things, as things that exist, if we want this thing to work, we're going to have to share the wins and the losses. We're going to have to let them cook, but we also going to have to help them clean. That's what community is. When you're signing up for community, you're signing up for the hard work of doing life with people. But the lesson historically that we've already learned, and I don't know why we have to keep learning it over and over again, is that life gets better when we do it together. It gets better when we do it together. You know, I've been homeless in my life a few times. I've been homeless with a family, and I've been homeless without a family. It's definitely more embarrassing when you're homeless with the family, but it's better. Life gets better when we do it together. But doing it together means we're going to have to learn how to let each other cook. We're going to actually have to learn how to deal with each other. We're going to have to learn how to navigate the nuances of building trust, of building confidence, of building competence, and recognizing, because we're not superstitious, no, we are not, recognizing that it's not easy, it's not automatic, it's work. I hope I've said something today that got those wheels spinning. Thank you for joining Sunday Sessions today. I do hope this conversation has cultivated both insight and inspiration for you and your journey. So please, before you go, connect with someone before leaving, because your relationships are the strength of this movement and this community. Find somebody in the chat whose name you did not know and just introduce yourself and say, hey, you, it was great to see you here today. My name is such and such. And then, of course, if you have some time, feel free to join us back here next Sunday, because I'm here every Sunday, same time. And sometimes I have some friends with me. As a matter of fact, as I close out this series and we get into the month of September, I'll be bringing back some more friends for a few episodes to have some really good conversations. One of them, you can't see the book because the screen is back here, but I'll be having Steve Gagakidis. I probably messed up his name, but I'm going to get it right when I bring him. We're going to be talking about humanism from the heart. So if you enjoy community-style conversations and you need stuff like this in your life, please feel free to jump in on any Sunday that's convenient for you. We have no requirement that you have to be here every Sunday. That is not a requirement of membership in Bridge City. But if you just want some encouragement, some motivation, some inspiration, and some community conversation, we're always going to be here. And not only that, but we're growing. So there's going to be other people offering this same type of space. You can also explore the links in the description to find ways to connect, including you can join Bridge City Global by enrolling in Bridge City 101. You can join my email list to stay updated on what I'm doing with DLDD World Group. And of course, you can financially support the channel, the content, the community, or the creator, which is me, through Patreon, YouTube, PayPal, CashApp, Venmo, or just purchasing something from window shop so that you don't feel like you're giving your money for nothing. And if you want to support, we've definitely done everything we could to make it as easy as possible for you. Now, that's all I have for you. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, keep rising and be the bridge. I love y'all.